Parents, Deacon John Wilson here, Education Enrichment Director from West Angeles Church, where our pastor is Charles Blake II. And we have a wonderful short video plan for you around your CSU applications. You know, applications for CSU are down 30% this year. And I know eventually this will be the month, probably not eventually, where your students and you will want to pivot back to CSU. It is the only truly cost effective, all encompassing, career preparing alternative for your student who needs an affordable college. With the high costs of private schools, you should be concerned at least they apply properly to CSU and apply to the right CSUs. And we've done a lot of talking on that, but here's a good short video to summarize our thoughts. Again, it's by Brianna Bennett, one of the newest members, if not the newest member of our team, who's a college admissions planner and expert, and very particularly expert in the area of essays and college selection. So here's a great video that will help you with CSU.
Hi, my name is Brianna Bennett, and I am a volunteer counselor here with the West Angeles Educational Enrichment Program. And I'll be talking to you all today about tips on choosing your CSU or your California State University school. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first tip you should look at is, does the school have your major? You can see if the school has your major by visiting the school's website to check out the different selection of majors. They'll have different college web pages on that website, and you could check out the college web page to see if there are, like, what the list of majors look like, and to see if your desired major is on that website. You can also check out the school's website to see if the desired major is impacted. This is also very important because if the major is impacted, then that will affect when you are able to get the classes that you need in order to graduate in a timely manner. So you just want to keep that in mind. Next thing you want to look at is, how much is tuition? So you can find this information out by visiting the California State University CSU website, and you can review the campus cost of attendance. This is actually the main CSU website, and it's super helpful because you're able to look at all of the CSUs in one setting. Like on the website, you can click on all the different CSUs, and you'll be able to compare and contrast the different costs on that website. You could also look at the individual CSU website for the desired CSU that you're interested in, and you can review the campus cost there. So that's another way to look at it as well. And just keep in mind, tuition is super important with the campus cost, but you also have to look at how much room and board costs, or how much books cost as well, and then other miscellaneous costs that might be included within your college experience. The next thing you have to keep in mind is the desired CSU impacted? So as I mentioned a little bit in the previous slide about impacted majors, it's also important to consider if the CSU that you're interested in, if that one is impacted as well. I just want to put a disclaimer here that all of these CSUs are amazing CSUs. I'm actually a product of San Diego State University and also California State University Northridge. However, as you can see, San Diego State is on this list, but just keep in mind that these are the current impacted CSU schools regardless of the major. So this list includes Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, Fresno State, Cal State Fullerton, Cal State LA, Cal State Long Beach, San Diego State, and San Jose State. As I mentioned before, these are amazing CSUs, but you just want to keep in mind that they are currently impacted regardless of major. So even if you apply and you decide to attend one of these, just keep in mind it might take you a little bit longer to get the desired class that you need because they are impacted. You also want to keep in mind is where is the CSU located? So all 23 CSUs, they're located in different environments throughout the state. So you can get a variety of different environments that you might be interested in being in. Like right now, you might be living in a more in an urban environment or suburban environment, but you might be interested in a rural environment. So because there are so many CSUs to choose from, you can actually decide that you might want to go to a rural environment for 4 years while you're in college, or you might want to go more to suburban environment. So this is a great way to be able to see like the variety of the different CSUs and to also live in a different environment that you're currently used to. And you also want to consider whether or not you can bring a car to campus. Just keep that in mind, because most, like, first and second year students, they don't get their cars until their junior year. So just keep that in mind, because some CSUs are easier to get around than others, and some have more walkable communities. So just keep that in mind when you're applying to these different CSUs. The next thing to consider is how much diversity is on campus. So you have to consider if diversity is important to you. Some people it's more important than others. So just keep that in mind. And then remember, diversity is more than just ethnic diversity. It could be diversity in age, diversity in religion, diversity in gender. So there's all different types of diversity, and that's just 3 different forms of diversity. So just keep that in mind and weigh out how important that is to you. The next thing you can do is you can research this information on the campus website, and then also visiting the campuses. I think it's really important to visit the campuses, because sometimes the website, they paint one picture that's completely different than the reality of the situation. So you want to go on the campus and look around and see like, is this a diverse environment for me, or is this somewhere I could see myself living? And then also you can get a better idea of diversity by reaching out to different organizations or different departments on campus that specialize in this area, such as the cross-cultural centers, or organizations such as the Black Student Union, or even other student organizations on campus you can talk to kind of figure out like what do the dynamics look like on campus, like what are the dynamics for students of color. Or you could just ask those type of questions, and students will honestly usually give you a direct answer, so you can have a better idea of what to look out for. Another thing you want to consider is, are there organizations that you're interested in on campus? You could research different organizations of interest on campus, such as academic, religious, cultural, or Greek organizations. While I was at San Diego State, I was very involved with honor societies, along with religious organizations and cultural organizations. And that really made a difference in my college experience. So I highly recommend, researching these organizations and figuring out if you can see yourself involved in any of them. And then also you can join meetings. Like if you happen to be on campus on a campus tour, you can join a meeting during that time, or you can also join different virtual events. So just keep that in mind, like while you're on campus, or if they still are hosting virtual events, that you can get involved with the organizations and what they're doing to kind of get an idea of what it looks like on campus. And you could also get an opportunity to talk to different students as well. Another thing you want to look into is, are there many support systems on campus for students of color and for first-generation students? So you can check out the school's website for different support offices on campus, such as academic advisors within your college, career services, and different student centers. This is super important, especially for students of color and for first-generation students, to have these support systems on campus, because it really will make a difference in your college experience. And sometimes it's the difference of whether staying at that campus or like transferring somewhere else. So just keep that in mind. You can also apply to the Educational Opportunity Program, or EOP, when applying to different CSUs. So EOP is a great program, and it offers support on campus through programs such as the Summer Bridge program. And then you can also have access to a network of counselors and also a network of friends. A lot of my friends were involved with EOP and they were in the program. And so even before we started school, they already had a network of friends, which was a really great way for them to be acclimated to the campus even before our first day of school. So it was a really great experience for them. And then lastly, what does the alumni network look like? So you can sign up for mentorship programs where an alumnus or alumna, that's what that should say instead of an alumni, because that's plural, can serve as your mentor. So it's a really great way for you to be able to connect to someone who was in your shoes at one point and then graduated. It's a really great way to do that. And so I'm actually very involved with our alumni network at San Diego State. And so I actually serve as a mentor in 2 programs. And so it's been a really great way for me to connect and to also get to learn more about the student experience, the current student experience now at San Diego State. And then also there are great ways to learn about job opportunities. I've been able to actually help out one of my mentees get her first job because I was able to help her figure out like what website she should be looking at. I looked over a resume and cover letter. So it's super helpful to be involved because oftentimes these networks can be a great way for you to learn about different opportunities. And then lastly, after you graduate from college, you should also get involved with your alumni network and give back. I'm actually on the Alumni Board of Advisors for San Diego State University, and I'm also involved with the Black Alumni Association at CSU Northridge. So those are great ways for me to be involved with the campuses that I went to, and it's just a great way for you to know what's going on currently at those campuses, and to also to be able to help out students that you like, just to help out students and to help them out with their future. So those are my tips today for choosing a CSU. It was really great talking to you today, and I'll see you soon. Take care.